The iPad mini 6 and iPad 9 are both fantastic iPads for the price points, but you may be wondering whether you should spend that extra $170 on the iPad mini 6. I've been using both of these iPads now for about 3 weeks since they have released, and in this video we're going to discuss some of the differences between the two. First, let's take a look at the model variations available. Both of these iPads have a base storage of 64GB and a max storage of 256GB. Both of these iPads come in a Wi-Fi only variant or Wi-Fi plus cellular, so you can roam data on the go. In terms of size and performance, the iPad mini 6 has an 8.3-inch screen and an A15 Bionic processor, and the iPad 9 comes with a 10.2-inch screen and has the slightly older A13 Bionic processor. So in terms of future-proofing the performance, the A15 Bionic in the iPad mini may just give you an extra couple of years. Probably one of the biggest areas for some people is going to be the Apple Pencil support. The iPad mini 9 still supports the original Apple Pencil 1, and I think this pencil is lacking quite a lot of features, and because the iPad 9 is the only iPad that Apple currently sells that still supports this pencil, it's most likely that this pencil will be obsolete in years to come. However, the iPad mini 6 supports Apple Pencil 2, which is jam-packed with so much more functionality. It attaches via magnets to the side of your iPad for very convenient transport. It has a double tap gesture that allows you to trigger a rubber and different tools within Procreate for much faster working. And when it comes to charging the Apple Pencil 2, it's so much easier. You just simply attach it to the side of your iPad and it will instantly start charging. With the Apple Pencil 1, you have to remove this little cover, which is very easy to lose if you're out and about, and then you plug this into the end of your iPad or into an adapter cable. In terms of support for other accessories, the iPad 9 is definitely the better option. The iPad 9 supports smart connectors, which allows you to connect smart keyboard cases, whereas the iPad mini 6 only allows you to connect wireless Bluetooth keyboards as it lacks any form of connectors. On the topic of Bluetooth, the iPad mini 6 supports Bluetooth 5.0 technology, so it is slightly quicker, and the iPad 9 supports Bluetooth 4.2 technology, which is slightly older. The iPad mini supports the latest Wi-Fi 6, which can provide speeds up to 1.2 gigabytes a second, and the iPad 9 just supports basic Wi-Fi that has speeds of up to 866 megabytes a second. The same is also true for the cellular models. If you want to use your iPads while data roaming, the mini 6 supports 5G with 32 bands of LTE, and the iPad 9 only supports 4G and has 27 LTE bands. When it comes to the expected battery life, both of these iPads are pretty much identical. However, when it comes to charging the iPads, it's a totally different story. The iPad 9 still has the old Lightning connection, whereas the mini 6 has got a USB Type-C, which has much faster charging capabilities. Both of these screenshots here show both of the iPads charging from completely flat at the exact same time, and you can see how much further ahead the iPad mini 6 is compared to the iPad 9. In terms of the cameras, both of the iPads have the exact same 12-megapixel front-facing selfie camera, which also includes center stage, a fantastic feature that previously was only available on the M1 iPad Pros. When it comes to the rear camera, there is a huge difference. The iPad mini has a 12-megapixel f1.8 wide camera with a flash and smart HDR3 for photos, and for filming video, it has the capability of capturing 4K 60 frames per second, whereas the iPad 9 only has an 8-megapixel f2.4 wide camera with HDR photos, but is limited to only 1080p HD 30 frames per second for video filming. And I appreciate that not many people take photographs with their iPad, but I guess if you're maybe a student and you like to take photographs of the whiteboard with all the teacher's notes on for revision at a later date, you're probably going to want the better camera of the iPad mini. I think one of the most definitive differences is the display, and this is a very important area for professional users. The iPad mini has a Liquid Retina wide P3 color display, which provides fantastic and superior color accuracy over the iPad 9's Retina sRGB display. Both displays have the exact same max brightness of 500 nits and include True Tone, but another difference with the iPad mini is that it is a fully laminated display and has an anti-reflective coating. If your budget can comfortably stretch the additional cost of the iPad mini 6, I think for the base models, it's kind of worth it. However, if you want to fully spec out your iPads, then the iPad mini 6 becomes more difficult to recommend, as it begins to cost as much as an iPad Air 4. And at the higher end, the more significant price difference between the iPad 9 and the mini 6 really begins to show the great value for money that is the iPad 9. If you want to learn more about the iPad 9 and some of the issues I had while trying to use the Apple Pencil, you're going to want to check out my full review video over here.